LK7, choose your favorite song, literature. Pink Shorts is filmed in front of a live democracy, republic, both exposed and approved. Thank you for writing MRail, Auditorium Station, Auditory Nerve, the new safety video. This is Pink Shorts, a CBS iPhone. The use of my client's medulla, my primary motor cortex, my primary visual, my primary auditory, my arcuate vesiculus, my hippocampus, my reticle, my bracha, my angular gyrus. It's mine. Or any other part of the left or right hemisphere of the brain is in agreement. Discretion of all content obtained will be used for the all television network and Merriweather businesses. Contact us at 594-1443. Assigned by Google. You can also pay your Geico bills, telephone pay, with our new HMRER service at 1-800-932-8872. We can't reveal the rest. In California, two-party consent is required to record or eavesdrop on any confidential communication, including a private conversation, telephone call, Google Hang-ins, Google Hangouts, anything that hangs from a tree. Without the consent of all parties to the conversation, in violation of Code 632, or January 18th, 3:34 a.m., or June 19th, the resignation of a press secretary, or 10 p.m. Patented shows the internet, Netscape, and Google Chrome. Statutes and limitations don't apply. We'll explain that in the next 40 minutes. Intrusion claims are 2 years in California, according to Code Section 335.1. Please recognize intrusion upon seclusion. Howell versus New York Post Code. This is a live email you have received. An intrusion on seclusion claim is a special form of invasion of privacy. Intentionally intrudes physically, solitude exclusion of another. Ooh, in Moyes states intrusion on seclusion claim, plaintiff must generally establish four elements. First, without authorization, you don't have permission, must intentionally invade the private affairs of the plaintiff or a babysit in business. Second, offensive to a reasonable person or a babysit in business. Third, a defendant must have intruded on a private matter or a babysit in business. Fourth and finally, cause mental anguish, head tightening, tooth tightening, aneurysm, blood clotting, causing sleepiness in Seattle, pain and suffering to the plaintiff or a babysit in business. Please refer to mass tort claims, intrusion upon seclusion. Mass torts, you have an expectation of something working for the government, either directly or third party. That's why we are not agreeing to the store offer. No, I'm the attorney guy. Thank you, attorney guy. We've declined the add us with you offer. We don't believe in the expectation clause of joining the army. I'm very excited to do today's show. I'm wearing Savvy from head to toe. I did everything you wanted me to do. Audio experience 11 song. I'm a motivational speaker, richest man in the world, universe, world, galaxy. I saved everything you needed. Save me some of that peach cobbler paint the short way. This is Pink Shorts. I'm the highest paid singer in the world via this scandal, and tweet us via earlier late at FRESH underscore J. If I was ordained, I would do the end of the show. JORDANZ every 20 minutes of the hour. Remember 311 on to speed your screening process of your new presidential candidate. All liquids must be in line and we're escaping in London. A 3-ounce size plantain American United. Remember 2511, we're intercepting wire or electronic communications. Do not Susan us, John Hayward, or Susan Piccolo. The new prohibition. You get sick, you go to the hospital, and you're on left. So, today's show is sponsored by MerriweatherA.Law, America's first singing attorney. We make the law sound wonderful, the way it should have been, besides everything. Today's show is sponsored by QLM Agency, All Media Broadcast. Up toi, choose your favorite song. I love a song. Close the doors, seatbelts, music. The music will sink into the sound system. The temperature's on 67 degrees. Only they do what they do. It's first 48. They're making up stuff all day. We're in the 2007 luxury from me to you. You can roll your windows up. You can roll your windows down. You can ride with us to get the finer things in life. We're not going there. Well, we're going to get the finer things in life. That's right. Thank you, Geico. Due to time constraints, we're going to expedite this show opening. You can tweet us earlier late at FRESH underscore JORDANZ. The White House is on standby with Josh Ernst Fit Data Video, July 28th. We're live.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good morning, Josh Ernst. Nice it's Geico. 1-800-932.
Comments at the top, so we can go straight to your
8872.
Sure. So what is the White House reaction to Donald Trump encouraging Russia to find and make public missing emails deleted by Hillary Clinton?
Listen, I'm periodically asked by the
deleted emails. Can you elaborate that?
Republican nominee for president.
Pink shorts can't be deleted.
Responding.
Editing our audio.
Just make clear in this case is
a copyright violation.
What the Obama administration's
it's a Napster violation.
This issue is. And
Napster.
A pretty simple, common sense one.
Nappy auto parts.
The United States
Napster
counters cyber threats.
It's changing audio.
Targeting all Americans.
Hip-hop audio.
Regardless of which political party they belong to.
This is our audio.
That's consistent with the national security approach that's been taken by Democratic and Republican presidents.
Today's show is sponsored by Wigwo. Double manufacturer coupons and double terms. Use your boy on our card and save. Only at Wigwo.
It's overblown.
Well, again, there are particularly now, and particularly this
who
week,
won the election?
There's active political
Only
debate
at Wigwo.
About the claims and rhetoric that are used by candidates on both
what
sides.
What is Wigwo?
I'll let others do that. But when it comes to our national security, and when it comes to President Obama's approach to national security.
President is correct. Only at Wigwo.
We're going to do everything we can to protect the American people.
What I thought
without regard to which political party they belong to. Or
only at Wigwo. It's Wigwo.
Today came out and said that intelligence agencies
at Wigwo we have double manufactured coupons and bananas on sale, 23 cents a pound. Only at Wigwo. Oh, well, 23 cents a pound.
The president's made clear that ensuring a smooth transition to the next president is a top priority.
Today's show is sponsored by the new audio Port Lightning iPhone 7.
And that requires a lot of advanced preparation.
Auxiliary
port. I can
port.
tell you that White House staff and agency staff all across the federal government
What's
are
the auxiliary port?
On the steps and procedures related to ensuring a smooth transition from one president to another.
I'm the Siri.
And that's important in part because of the significant threats around the world. For more than 60 years now, the intelligence community has offered briefings to the presidential nominees.
Today's show is sponsored by our self-titled album, available on YouTube.
In an effort to facilitate a smooth transition. Again, in the
featuring
same way
Although We Do, Pamela Nicholson from
transition after the election, we're going to take steps in advance. The intelligence community is going to do the same thing in terms of preparing the potential next president.
Thank you, iPhone 7.
And they're doing that based on a tradition that's been in place for more than 60 years.
What is that phone relation?
The Director of National Intelligence has indicated he intends to.
It's a soul date. I don't know.
Conduct those briefings pursuant to that long-standing tradition, and he certainly is supported by this administration and this White House in doing so. What's also true of the intelligence community is they understand what steps are necessary to protect sensitive national security information.
iPhone.
And the administration is confident that they can
all of us
both provide relevant and sufficient briefings.
All of us.
To the two major party presidential candidates.
The two. I don't
while
understand.
Also protecting
I still don't get
sensitive national security information. One of the things that I'll clarify, just to make sure that everybody understands this, is Director Clapper has also publicly indicated that his expectation is
things that
to provide the same information.
I don't know things that clap. Clap, 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 clap.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Jeff.
We have a right leg shot trying to figure out the release date of the iPhone 7. She wanted. I don't get it. We don't get the clue.
Diplomatic exchange about
Is it the 15th or the 17th?
Well, let me take that in a couple different ways. The first is I want to be careful that I'm trying to answer these questions.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
We're all cognizant of the fact that
the 15th or the 17th?
There is an ongoing FBI investigation into
those numbers. Well, I don't know what's in between those numbers.
And so I'm going to be as circumspect as I can out of a desire to protect the integrity of that ongoing investigation. I just don't want to say anything that could be perceived even as having some kind of influence
it's
over
between the 15th and the 17th.
The investigation, as always, is being led by
I know, but I don't understand.
Who will follow the facts, and they'll do so without regard to politics.
All of us don't get it.
I think the political sensitivities here are obvious, and that's why I'm trying to go.
Obvious doesn't tell me when it is. I don't know when the iPhone is.
As it relates to the, so separate from that. So the reason I'm making that point right now
when I have a job for you.
FBI has not.
I'm staying at Nike.
The information.
I've got a job for you.
About who may have perpetrated
kind of job, Geico?
The cyber intrusion.
I need you to change the prices on these shoes.
There's plenty of speculation out there. I recognize there's been an
change the tags on them.
That has indicated that the
you Russians want me to change the tags on the shoes?
That is not a conclusion that
I'm Steve, your favorite supervisor.
That the
I got a job for you.
FBI has chosen to publicize at this point. They're conducting an ongoing investigation, and so
you got it.
I'll let them speak to whether or not they've made such a determination, and I'll let them speak to whether they believe it's appropriate to.
I've got a pancake breakfast for you too.
That all said. I do understand that Secretary of State.
How would I know that
Kerry,
before he
indicated after his meeting with his Russian counterpart?
He's got a job for me.
Cybersecurity issues.
I'm being serious. When was that said? I can't say when it was shared.
That certainly is not the first time.
I can't.
That senior level.
Obviously, if I was working, it was shared then.
Significant concerns about Russian activities in cyberspace.
Nike Retail Services.
Just yesterday. I believe that was yesterday. Maybe it was
we
2
have
days
a job
ago.
For you.
The president's top Homeland Security advisor, Lisa Monaco,
who is
D4T Panky? International Conference on Cybersecurity.
We have a job for you.
And in that speech, she noted,
D4T
Panky.
We have a job for you.
Dangerous. Nations like Russia and China
are more
assertive and sophisticated in their cyber operations.
I'm D4T Panky.
Mike Rogers, who's
I have a job for you.
The commander of Cyber Command.
I'm Steve, your supervisor.
Testified before the Senate Armed
Can
Services
you change the
Committee
tags on all shoes, all
he said,
aisles?
Russia has very capable cyber operators who can and do work with speed.
But he's not here no more.
Russia is also home to a
I'm your
substantial
favorite
segment of the world's most
supervisor. I have a job for
criminals
you.
Who have found victims all over the world.
What kind
You've
of
heard similar
job?
comments. I'll spare you the quotes for now, at least.
Well, we can't say it. It's national security.
Carter, and other senior U.S. officials.
We can only say that Apple's released an announcement
and we can get through other
within the first week of September
to make clear that the Obama administration has been mindful of the cyber threat emanating from Russia.
I'm sorry, the second week of September.
That threat takes
the second week. The second.
In some cases,
second as. And the phone will be out on
as
the following
week. Indicated.
It makes perfect sense.
There are actors that are state. And some actors that are affiliated with.
We believe it's the 7th, the announcement.
And
phone will be out in stores pre on the 9th and 16th. You can pick it up. 7, 9, 16.
The Obama administration, the United States government is committed to countering those threats.
16, 16
from Russia or anywhere else.
7, 9, 16.
We will do so to protect all of the American
That's
people
our prediction.
With regard to the political party that they support.
It's safe to conclude that Russia and the United States have had.
That sounds like a good prediction. That's a good prediction.
Topic
Thank you
both
for your
regard to
today.
what
We agree.
the Republican nominee has said about it and with regard to the investigation.
It's like 7 times 7, 16 times 16.
I can't speak to the conversation that
We're
Secretary Kerry had
Confederate.
with his counterpart. I do know that in the course of that conversation, Secretary Kerry did something that he did not do for the first time, which is raise concerns with his Russian
You got
counterpart
in a car.
about some of Russia's activities in cyberspace.
In a
I can't
car.
speak with any more specificity,
7, 9,
more
16.
specificity than that.
Well, we've lost.
And those are messages that we've delivered
lost.
both in private and in public in the past. And I gave you a couple of
7, 9,
examples of the
16
public
are our
expressions of
estimates
concern
for
we have
Apple.
about
New
Russia's activity in
iPhone.
cyberspace.
Announcement.
And the potential threat it poses
Pre-order.
to
And availability
US citizens and
day
US
on
nations
V
here.
series.
Briefly, on one other topic, China
Well,
said
maybe they'll
today
give us a
will
tweet,
hold,
give us a
routine
clue.
naval
Apple,
exercises in the South
tweet
China
us
Sea
with
with
pink
Russia in
shorts.
September. Is the
Somebody
United
from
States
Apple, let's
convinced
get
that
on the
those are
computer.
routine, and is that announcement
Let us
generally
know.
a concern or not?
Well, I don't have any insight
Let us know what's going on.
into what sort of exercises they're planning. What I can tell you is that the United States,
Today's show is
Some
sponsored by
exercises with,
Weekwo. Double manufacturer
Chinese
coupons
military officials
and double term
Chinese
elections.
military forces.
Bananas are
in the
23
Pacific
cents a
earlier
pound.
this year.
Only at
Just last
Weekwo.
week, the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral John Richardson, was in
Women.
China,
That's Weekwo.
interacting with his counterparts and even touring some
Women.
Chinese military facilities in China. So that kind
It's
of
the
military
Avon grocery
relationship
store.
is not just one that
Wait,
exists between
whoa.
China and Russia. It's also a relationship that exists between
Women.
the U.S. military and the Chinese military. So I don't know what
I do
exercises
know.
they
We know
are
here,
planning,
this is Pink Shorts.
but
We're waiting on Apple to give us a clue.
in the same way that the
Or
United States and
Google,
China have
MSN, somebody from
relationship, I'm
Echelon,
surprised
help us here.
to hear that Russia and
NSA,
China are
give us a
seeking to
clue.
build on their military relationship.
Wait, we have a clue from
South China Sea.
GlaxoSmithKline. Taliban
There's no
Pharmaceuticals.
denying that this is
What are they
a region of the
saying?
world that is a sensitive diplomatic topic right now. But again, that doesn't change the nature of the
Our cancer
military
moonshot project with the
relationship the United States and China have.
NCI and Energy aims to speed new
I'll
meds
let
to
Chinese
cancer
Russian officials
patients
speak to
with
the nature of their
supercomputing.
military-to-military relationship, but that's not a particularly new
Or
development.
something about to speed.
Justin.
Reported split between Al Nusra and Al Qaeda.
Maybe it's a clue, I don't know.
Seems designed to sort of embed Al Nusra more with the.
Thank you,
the broader
GlaxoSmithKline.
insurgency. So, wondering if there's a concern that doing so risks Al Nusra.
Hello,
further
me, yeah, we love
radicalizing,
you.
More moderate Sunni insurgent groups. It's going to complicate our ongoing talks with Russia about a political transition in Syria. And,
Choose your favorite song.
how
1 through 100.
what our plans are to distinguish Al Nusra
Last
from
day.
sort of the other insurgency groups that we sought to protect to some extent.
Just I think it's worth remembering from the
Negative.
beginning that it's
Ooh.
a direct result of Bashar al-Assad's failed leadership that
Negatoris.
have sought a safe haven inside.
Thank you,
Syria.
September 16th.
Extremist
New
organizations
iPhone
like
7,
Al-Nusra,
really?
Like ISIL and others,
Well, these are your
seek to take
CEOs.
root amid
This
the
is what they
chaos.
really mean.
and that is deeply destabilizing, as we saw with ISIL's
Negatoris.
advance over the border with Iraq.
Incoming tweet from Harvey
We're also
Levin.
seeing that it poses a real national security risk
The preacher's host,
to
John
the
Graves'
United
wife,
States and our
melts
allies.
down during a standoff with flight attendants.
Our
Whose
allies
side
in
are you
Europe
on?
have been targeted. and
Well, we
innocent
don't
people have
understand
been
that
killed
tweet, Mr. Levin. We
by
don't get it.
individuals who traveled to Iraq and in Syria,
No one was standing.
got training, equipment,
We weren't
support,
standing.
and then traveled back to
Nope,
the
no
West.
one
and
travels
carried
back
out
to
terrorist
anywhere.
attacks, killing innocent people.
We don't know what they're saying.
So the fact is that the extremist threat.
Today's show
that
is sponsored by
exists inside Syria is
Weekwo.
one that is
Double manufacturer coupon, double
serious and
terms.
concerning
Only at
to the United States
Weekwo.
and to our allies. That's why you've seen such a robust response
And
on the part
Estragalia's
of
tax
the Obama
service.
administration, building a coalition
Enjoy 0% financing
of,
on your refund
about 67
anticipation loan.
countries and
Only
entities
at we grow.
to degrade and destroy ISIL. But it's not just ISIL that we've been focused on. On the very first
What's
day
the
that
iPhone?
President Obama, in late summer of
Hey,
2014, authorized military action
John North
inside of
Haywood, what are
Syria.
you doing? Explain,
US
John North Haywood,
military
please.
fighter pilots
And Piccolo.
also hit
What city is
directly
that?
with ISIL. So we've been mindful of
Chicago,
the
you
extremist
say?
threat in Syria literally since the first day of our military operations there. That all said,
of 7-2.
you will be surprised to
Well,
hear
not
me
surprised
express
at
some
all.
skepticism about the claims that you just cited. The United States continues to assess that Nusra Front leaders maintain
What does the Pope say
to
about
conduct
this?
eventual attacks in and against the West. And there continues to be increasing concern about Nusra Front's growing capacity for external operations
What is
that
the
could threaten
Vatican saying
both the
about
United
this?
States and Europe.
Infidelity.
So
Well, we have an exclusive on
President Obama,
infidelity.
the rest of the Obama administration, and
We were denied a refund from infidelity.
our military
Financial.
actions have
At
been
Office
focused on
Max.
and directed against
Office Max.
a variety of extremist groups inside
They
of
wouldn't
Syria,
let us flip.
including both ISIL and the Nusra Front.
Soft flip.
I guess the question is more if, I'm not surprised the United States
Well,
will
maybe the
continue to
Vatican denied
distinguish
the process
Al-Nusra
as well.
other opposition groups
Does the Vatican
as they're
disapprove
clouding the picture on the ground
of the
in
hiring
Syria.
process?
Is there concern among the administration that will
Infidelity
complicate our
investment.
efforts either to negotiate
Fidelity.
a sort of political solution or to win
Felicity,
the hearts and minds of the
infidelity.
Syrian people as we're trying to
Who wants to watch
garner that
Felicity?
if our attacks on the Russia are seen as
Callista
in
Flockhart.
a way bolstering the Assad regime.
Well, just what I think is true is that you're
I want to watch Felicity.
accurately citing
Infidelity.
some of the complexities
On the
on the
CW.
ground as it relates to the security
The
situation and the
CW.
political
I want to
situation
watch
inside of Syria.
Felicity episodes.
I think what I would say
The
is
reruns.
those
Where
complexities
can I
aren't
watch
significantly
Felicity?
changed by this
With Callista Flockhart.
newly issued public denial from leaders of the Nusra Front.
Callista.
I wanted to ask
I
about
want to
something
color
that was transferred in Donald Trump's press conference
Flockhart.
yesterday. He said that he'd look
You
at the
want to color
possibility of
Flockhart, don't you?
as Russian and
Where you going to put that
the
thing?
possibility of lifting sanctions against Moscow.
Felicity. Where you going to put that
Regarding
Felicity?
that, but also if you've
I
heard
want
any
to
alarm from U.S. allies that obviously have
color
faced developing
Flockhart.
policies to keep those sanctions.
Is it soft or hard? It's
I haven't
Callista
informed of any
Flockhart.
diplomatic
It's colorful.
communications in response to
Oh,
that
we
political rhetoric.
incoming tweet from Chevron.
Again, I'll let
Put it in
there are
your
plenty
gas
of others,
tank.
particularly this week, who are on
Put a
duty,
Callista Flockhart in your
responding
gas
to
tank.
controversial comments
Put a
uttered by the,
Felicity.
Republican presidential nominee. So I'll let
Only on the
others handle that.
CW.
But with regard to the policy of the Obama
Warner
administration,
Brothers, CBS. Can the White House explain
since early
Callista
2014,
Flockhart?
the United States and the rest of the international community has been deeply concerned
Deeply.
about Russia's flagrant violation of the territorial integrity
Callista
of Ukraine,
Flockhart.
including by attempting
Chief of Staff.
to annex Crimea.
Wants a Callista Flockhart.
That is an action that wasn't just not recognized by the international community. It actually prompted an aggressive response
Mr. Ernst, we can't comment on that.
in the form of
That's not our
well-coordinated
business.
and integrated sanctions that have placed the economic pressure on Russia.
We don't know.
There are
Only
also
the
sanctions
NSA
that have been
knows
targeted
that.
by the United States Treasury Department
Microphones.
against certain entities,
Espionage.
Russian entities operating in Crimea,
on
and other
Yahoo.
Crimean
Bunny
entities
chocolate.
that were complicit.
We knew there was espionage gonna be planted
So the
inside the
United States has
boy.
been very direct about our
It's a
view
tripping hazard. A
that the
cable.
attempted annexation
Satish trippy. On your
of
cable.
Crimea by Russia
Direct
is a
sales
flagrant
representative.
violation, an egregious violation,
Espionage
international
bunny
law.
chocolate.
And it's
The
not
Easter
a
about night.
violation that the United States is prepared to
Father's not
tolerate
here.
It also, by the way, is not an international violation.
The chief of staff wants to
Most of Europe
collect
is
the
very
flag
tolerant,
card.
and that is why you've seen the United States and Europe be able to coordinate so
That
effectively
is why you see.
to impose sanctions against Russia, to impose costs against them for this action. And the international commitment to that principle is rock
Well,
solid.
maybe we'll move
There
on
was some
from
doubt
Calista
early on,
Flockhart
you'll recall, that
and
once these
Felicity,
sanctions were put in place,
Chicago.
the biggest bulk of which, the most far-reaching of which, were imposed in the fall of 2014. There was a lot of doubt about
It
whether or
goes
not
in
the
the
United States would
chevron.
be able to maintain
Regular,
political support among
unleaded,
Europeans for keeping the
premium,
sanctions in
super.
place. But yet that's exactly what we've done.
Who's taking the
2 years
premium?
later. And I think that's an indication, not just of the skillful diplomacy of the Obama administration.
Instructions is taking it.
It also is an indication
Instructions.
that European leaders share our deep concern
Read
about Russia's
instructions
actions
carefully.
inside of Ukraine, including the attempted annexation of Crimea.
Quick one on Russia
Today's
as
show is
well.
sponsored by
Questions about
883-4011.
Vladimir Putin as a
For your
dictator.
1040
I'm
easy.
wondering if that's,
American
the
American.
administration's policy
3.
towards
That
Russia.
experiment.
Well,
E
what I can
file
tell you is that
today.
there is first of all, there's no official government designation,
But I'm too young to have my own
dictatorships.
phone.
but there was
Well,
included
you
in
got
the State
Jason
Department
Bourne in
Human Rights
theaters
Report, a
today.
description of the political situation inside of Russia with regard to the Russian
They've
government.
approved viruses for
And so I'll
young
just read from
people.
it. The Russian Federation has a
And
highly
utilities
centralized
for minor.
authoritarian political system dominated by President Vladimir
They're
Putin.
at risk in the youth, the young
It went on to
fellows.
say that Russia's institutions, quote, lacked independence.
It's
from the
an
executive.
early warning service
So,
product.
that's the official language that's used by
You
the
make
U.S.
me
government to
ew.
describe the system of government that is currently in place in Russia.
At risking the public.
Just to put a finer point on it,
Good
questions
Lord.
that Vladimir Putin's a dictator.
Well, again, I think
Incoming tweet from
you'd be hard
Chevron.
pressed
Premium.
to
Super.
draw a
Super
distinction
unleaded.
between
Only
the
at
word that Vice
Chevron.
President Biden used and the
Located
language
in
that is
Weegwell.
included in the State Department.
Double manufactured coupons.
Okay. Cheryl.
And double
Yeah,
terms.
thanks, Josh. Looking
Only
ahead
at
to
Weegwell.
September, when Congress returns, what would the White House like for Congress to do first? What needs to be done?
There's so many things that they left town.
Categorize it.
Today's show is sponsored by Lightning Port.
I guess first I would say that they left a day early. Maybe they'll come back.
Right hand track box
We'll
20
see.
Lightning
There's plenty
Port.
of work to be done.
New headphones in the
I think the president's
auxiliary.
made clear what some of his
Split.
priorities are. And
With your charger.
I think if
And
we saw
data.
forward movement on any of them in that first day that they're back, we would welcome that sign of progress. The first thing that comes to mind, of course, is Zika. 5 months ago, the Obama administration sent up to Congress a specific proposal.
Where's Calista
at the
Flockhart?
request for public health professionals.
Felicity, where are you, Felicity? I want to watch
outlining
Felicity.
the resources that they need
In
to do everything
Chicago.
possible to fight the Zika virus. And Republicans in
Today's
Congress
show is
have not
sponsored by
succeeded
reruns of
in
Felicity.
passing legislation to do that.
Only on
And
Netflix.
that means that our public health professionals, both at the federal government but also at the state and local level, are not getting the support
And
they need
Hulu.
to do everything possible to fight the Zika virus. The president's quite concerned about this.
Felicity.
The president earlier this week
I want to cut her
had a telephone conversation with the
Flockhart.
governor of Florida. Based on public reports, there are now
Alista.
4 suspected
What courtroom is that there?
of non-travel related Zika
For the
transmission.
OJ bill. And is it?
And
That's correct,
concerning because of the
Geico.
threat that virus poses to.
Remember to pay your Geico bill on our IVR missing tonight.
So congressional action on that.
What I
would
that
certainly be welcome.
932
But, you know,
8872.
the
X for
the Obama
Kai.
administration is also
Yeah.
pressing Republicans and Democrats
College.
to pass legislation that actually includes funding.
I'm be serious, my Kyle. You certainly are, Kyle.
There's been a lot of talk from Republicans.
You're a
about this
third party
priority,
school. Kaya.
but we haven't actually seen Republicans
Well, who's Kaya the revision from chat?
do anything significant.
She's me,
when it comes to
Kaya.
providing resources
Geico.
necessary
What else?
to expand treatment options for the
Who's
thousands
Billy, her friend?
of Americans
Thank
who
you very much.
are fighting an opioid addiction. Criminal justice reform.
What happened to our RTO?
Approval of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. There are a wide
Transatlantic
variety
Africa
of
continent.
priorities. But
Transatlantic.
progress on any of those 4 on the first day.
We're waiting for
would be
Callista
welcome.
Flockhart rerun.
Also, just the regular annual appropriations bills are still standing. So do you see September as
Who
sort of
wouldn't
a
want a
money
Callista
battle
Flockhart
in Congress?
rerun special?
I don't know. I suspect it's going to be a dysfunction battle if the first 8 months of this year is in the
Today's
invitation.
show is sponsored by Blockbuster Video.
Republicans in Congress promised
The
that
only
if they were
place to
given the
get
opportunity
Callista
to run the United
Flockhart
States Congress, that they
rerun.
would get
On
Congress moving again.
Felicity.
That was the subject of an op-ed that was penned by
Well, why
the
did they
Senate Majority Leader
deny
on the
us
day after the last midterm
Fidelity
elections.
Investment
And as you point out, they haven't passed
and Office Max?
budget bills yet this year
We've been flipping the houses and they
through
won't
both
give
houses
us
of Congress.
a refund.
And there are a whole bunch of legislative priorities, some of which I mentioned.
Bro, let's look at
That should be
infidelity.
an opportunity for Democrats and Republicans to work
I
together.
believe it's Citibank.
But the truth is, right now, Republicans can't even work together among themselves to make
Fidelity.
progress on these priorities. And
Oh, sounds like Fidel
so I don't
Castro.
really
It
know what
does.
September holds. But
We were at
the
Office
pressure
Max
will certainly be
flipping
on
and they said no.
Republicans, who worked hard and campaigned hard
Callista Flockhart.
for the responsibility of running the
It's
United States
colorful.
Congress.
It's colorful and beautiful.
Thus far, they've failed to
I have
perform
your information on Fidelity Castro
that duty
Investments.
very effectively.
They're
And
headquartered in Boston, Massachusetts.
in expressing that view,
Mitt Romney.
I don't think that's the minority
Founder
opinion.
Edward
When you
Johnson
consider that the approval
II.
rating of Congress right now is in the teens.
Chief Executive
Kevin.
Officer.
Thanks, Josh. You
Abigail
mentioned,
Johnson.
pressure. There may be a great deal of pressure tonight on
Kathleen
Secretary
Murphy,
Clinton.
President
She's
of
up to it.
Fidelity
Yeah?
Personal
Because I think it
Investing.
would be fair to say that the First Lady and the President both hit home runs. I would say the pressure is on. Do you expect she'll hit a home run, and what do you think she'll touch on tonight?
Well, listen, I haven't been
Lit.
briefed about her speech, so I'd refer you to her campaign to talk to you about the kinds
Hello,
of things
Crillette. Majesty, how are you?
that she'll prioritize.
I'm doing
and
good.
I think what everybody would acknowledge is an important opportunity for any
And the White
candidate
House
speaking
confirmed we
to,
were denied Office
live
Max
television
flips
primetime audience.
for Fidelity Investments.
Look, I think both Mrs. Obama and President Obama made a forceful
Both Democrat and
case for why they
Republican
believe,
confirmed here, only on Pink
why they're
Shorts.
strongly supporting
And the new
Secretary
All
Clinton's campaign.
Television Network.
And that's based on their knowledge of what's required of the job of president,
Where's
but
Martha
also based on
Stewart?
their personal knowledge
She's
of
not on this episode
Secretary
today.
Clinton's character. And
We can't talk about Martha Stewart living?
so that's why I would expect the
No, it
president to watch
doesn't
the
make
speech
sense
tonight.
here. I don't
He'll
think
do so
it
with a lot
does.
of confidence in the candidate that he's endorsed.
It's investment. My name is Vesh.
On the number. Do you have anything
Because
to announce in terms
I know
of
a
more
secret.
detainees being moved as we get ever closer
What
to
kind of
the
secret do you
president's
know?
summer break?
Yeah,
I don't know. I
did get
just
an
know
updated,
something about
count
um,
here. Again, the detainee population came out at 76.
MNTs.
32 that have
Men
been
and
approved for
Ts?
transfer that are awaiting
I'm an
transfer
invest.
at this point.
So I
don't
know
have
a secret about men and
updates in terms
Ts.
of potential transfers that may be
I
upcoming.
don't get M&T in
But
investment.
once those transfers
I know a
have
secret
taken
about
place, we'll announce them
M&Ts.
publicly so that you can
I'm
certainly be
VS.
aware of the steps that we can
And I'm
take
in.
to reduce the
Voting.
population
What are
of
you
prison at
talking
Guantanamo
about?
Bay in the hopes of
I'm
eventually
Vesh. VS.
If I
I'm
could, I want
in.
to draw your attention to the
I know a
Pope's
secret about
comments
M&T.
about the war on terror.
Manufacturers and
speaking.
traders
He said,
company.
as a matter of fact, that the world is at war, but he didn't think it was a war of religions.
It's about
does
the next
president
us.
share
And
his
it's about
viewpoint,
in
and
New
what's
York
his reaction
City.
to what
You know,
the Pope had to say
boom,
in the
crashes.
wake of
They
the latest
crashing.
terror attacks in Europe?
Yeah, well, I was just going to mention that, Kevin. Obviously,
I know a secret about
the
M&T.
American people and everybody here at the White House is
Manufacturers
offers our
and
profound
traders.
condolences to the loved ones of the
Office
Catholic
Max.
priest
They
that
won't
was
let me flip out the store.
killed by apparent ISIL sympathizers
That's
in
it.
France earlier this week.
NRA
It's a tragedy.
trucks.
And
Fluids.
I know that Pope Francis is mourning the loss
Yeah, Pope Francis.
of that Catholic priest, and the rest of us are as well. More generally,
What the
I will
freak is
acknowledge
that?
I did not see the Pope's comments before I came out here, but based on what you have relayed, it sounds like it's quite consistent with the position of the
I never
Obama
secret
administration
about
and what President Obama himself has articulated,
M&Ts.
which is it's a fantasy for ISIL to
Call us
suggest
at Geico Telephone
that they
Pay
represent
1-800 SSI 8872.
against the world. The fact is, ISIL has declared war against the rest of the world, but they don't represent Islam.
I don't
They
understand.
represent a
Is there a Fidel Castro in
perverted,
office?
nihilistic worldview
I don't know, but Calista Flockhart
that promises nothing
found her
but
way
chaos and
inside the White
violence.
House. I don't know how she got there. How did Calista
And
get
President
inside the
Obama, I
house?
think like Pope Francis, continues to be confident that
She
while
just
that
put
threat
it
needs to be taken
inside.
seriously, that the rest of the world, including the Muslim world, will prevail over the deeply dark,
Woo.
violent vision that's put forward by ISIL.
How did Calista Flockhart get in
A
there?
couple questions about the speech last night. One, I wanted to ask you about
One, two,
one line from
three,
the president.
four,
He said, quote, anyone who
five.
threatens our values, whether fascists, communists, jihadists, or homegrown demagogues, will always fail in the end.
Yeah. Great line.
Interesting line.
Thank you for studying. Evident.
What I can tell you is
I'm
that
proud of
as I
that.
was listening to the speech, it seemed clear to me that each of the categories that the president was describing, that the president didn't have one person in mind. The
We
president
want to
didn't
say
have
hello
one
to all of the
jihadi in
White
mind.
House.
The president didn't
Hello.
have one fascist in mind. The president didn't
Hello,
have one
all
domestic
media.
demagogue in mind. The president was talking about how, over the course of our country's history,
Hello,
by adhering to
everybody.
our core American values,
Tweet
we've
us at
overcome threats
fresh_Jordan.
emanating from
I
individuals
wish I
and
was
organizations
Jordan.
that could be aptly described using that criteria.
I would say my last name.
Mr. Trump as a demagogue before. He believes that Trump is a demagogue, or
Are
can
we
be a
in a
demagogue?
gate? Somewhere in
I'm
our
sure you
last
could do
name, we're in a
a
gate.
Google search to see if the president has used that word directly in response to Mr. Trump. I don't know
Today's
if he's
show is
done that
sponsored by
before.
Pocket
It's possible
Pocket.
that he has.
Only there
That
we
portion of the
make
speech was
cookware
focused on
utensils.
the kinds of values that our country
We make oven mitts so that
has
you don't burn your
pursued and
hands
sought to advance
on the
throughout our history.
stove.
And our steadfast
Only
commitment to those
Pocket
values has
Pocket.
served our country and our people
Cookware
quite well.
utensils, oven mitts, oven
And
gloves.
look, the president ended his speech, I thought, in a way that was really powerful
It's our new Calista
in terms of
Flockhart
talking about the values of
collection.
his
Thank you,
mother's family
Calista Flockhart,
in Kansas.
for
It's
inspiring our
a small
Pocket
town
Pocket
community,
cookingware utensils.
El Dorado, a place I've been to before, actually, not too far away from Kansas City. But this is typical of small towns all across the
Who
country
doesn't want a color?
that
Flockhart.
prioritize and value people who are
It
humble,
goes right in here,
people
and
who
then
are
you
kind,
just,
people who are generous,
yeah,
people
you
who are
just
honest,
have a good time.
people who are unselfish. And those are the kinds of values that are rooted not just in those small towns in Kansas, though they
Vatican
certainly are,
values.
but those values transcend region.
Rules are meant to be broken.
Those values transcend
They're
faith.
breaking all the rules
Those values transcend political party.
with the new
Those
Calista
values transcend
Flockhart
generations.
collection.
Generations of Americans have been
Pocket
committed to those values.
cookware
That
utensils.
served our country really well. And this is the kind of rhetoric that the president used in his very first convention speech in 2004. And has got a deep resonance today.
Felicity, only a
And I-
blockbuster
that's-
reruns.
That's, in some ways, it's not uncommon
Who
for
doesn't want a
you all to
Calista?
ask a legitimate question in here about the president's view of a divided America. And that passage of the speech, that 4 or 5 paragraphs near the end, is probably the most effective rebuttal of that question I've ever heard. And it certainly does.
Today's show is
reflect the
sponsored by
president's
MerriweatherA.Law.
deeply held view.
Law firm
And
and
it's one
salary
that,
advances, stock prorated bonuses.
frankly, this is
Stock prorated
a view
bonuses.
that he had before he was elected president, before he ran for
Tuition
president.
and bar exam review courses
The
reimbursement.
fact that he is as committed to those values
Loan forgiveness.
as
Apply
ever,
from America's top
and the way that
law
he sees the American
schools.
people be committed to those values is what
Tax
gives him
revenue
such
incentives. We don't pay full price.
strong optimism about the future of our country.
Or donate to Title VI, HOC, a Sequest iPhone.
Well, there certainly are
Pay grades
some.
start at $200,000.
There certainly is some rhetoric that we've
From
heard
an
on
unknown
the other
source.
side of the
They
aisle
were. They
that
used to be.
contradicts those values. There's
They
no
were.
denying that. But again, that's something that other people will have to decide in terms
Only
of
at
whether or not that influences
MerriweatherA.Law.
their decision in November.
And just one more quick follow. I was in touch with a number of service members last night during the speech.
Our
A couple
show's
who were
coming
in
to a
theater,
close.
Several who are here. And one thing that struck them was that the president did not mention, as he has in all of his
We have to
previous
assure that
speeches,
everyone will be fine.
the wars in Iraq and
We are the richest
Afghanistan,
man
troops
in the
who are in harm's
world.
way right now. And I was wondering if
We are
if there's
estimated at
there's any reason
$500
why the president didn't
billion.
specifically mention those wars and the troops aside from the fight against ISIL in general.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Devin, I think the president certainly did talk about how
Hello, everybody.
disappointed he was to hear rhetoric on the other side of the aisle.
How are
describe the
you?
United States military as a disaster. In fact, the president described the United States military and the men and women who serve in it.
Hello,
as the greatest
Mrs.
fighting force
Vass
the world has ever known.
and Miss
That was
Connor
included in his speech. The
at
president was
Duville Port
introduced on
Cafe
stage
School
yesterday
3.
last night by a woman
Everybody
whose
trouble
son,
explain to Miss Vass,
served
Miss Connor,
and
and
gave
Miss
his life
Loftus
for the United States in Afghanistan.
at Mark Frazier's
And she told, I thought, a pretty
grammar
powerful story
school.
about the way that the president has honored
And Mr.
her son's
Philidora,
sacrifice and
Victor
his
Philidora,
sacrifice for the country.
and Victor Barbieri from
I
Wingate,
think
325
being,
West Avenue.
speeches to a political convention are a little different than speeches.
Is there a link with Victor Barbieri,
where there's
Wingate,
a set
Mark
of issues that needs to
Frazier,
be covered.
and Victor Philidora?
But I think the president made clear
Who can you select?
his deep appreciation for the service
I
of our men and
select
women in
David and
uniform who are
Alex.
serving our country all around the world,
Is
including
there another
right
one?
now in Iraq and Afghanistan to keep us safe. Okay, Chip.
Josh, thank you. On that same line, the fashion
There's one baby.
homegrown demagogues.
We like that line too, huh?
It certainly did stick out.
Did it?
I would venture to guess.
That's part of what makes it so good.
Thank you, Tropicana.
That speech when he said homegrown demagogues thought of Donald
And March
Trump.
29th.
So even if you're right that he was not referring to one individual, he was certainly grouping Donald Trump.
Is there something I should know?
That group of homegrown demagogues, you can see that.
Have we
I would
caught
concede that most
ourselves?
of the president's speech was not geared towards subtlety.
White water, white coon.
I think the American people understood quite directly the argument that the president was making, and the argument that he was
Well, we
making
gotta go.
did not have, particularly
Pink
in that
shorts.
line, did not have one single